Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this free video, let's continue on with this recapping that we've been doing on the morning day trades, and you'll see the repetition of the process. Today was an interesting one because our cutoff for a breach ends at 10:30, and that actually gave us breaches only in the Dow and in the NASDAQ. Now, those two are fine in terms of if the rest of the markets are remaining in a range, but those two markets break out. I don't mind if the Dow breaks out. I don't mind if the Russell does its own thing. I don't mind if the NASDAQ does its own thing. It's actually the S&P that I need to see tracking, preferably with the NASDAQ. So the fact that the Dow and NASDAQ broke out, no problem. Here's your long trade trigger. And then we wait for our pullback, which did happen, and then the market kept going. And today is a really good example of knowing your point of validity, which is way down here. We got close, Our range actually did account for some of this extension lower as we sold off. And then all we were looking to do, and this is a really important point, because a lot of traders want to know, well, Rag, what's the step-by-step for the morning trades that you do? And look, we're always having to think about how the levels, how the support and resistance evolves throughout the morning. My initial target, and almost every time, I'm looking for the market to get back up to the clearing range, which would be up in here. But as the morning progressed and the volatility contracted, you'll notice my hourly price movement range volatility actually got down below our clearing range high. That's this back in here. Our clearing range high back in here. We got down below that. You can see through here. So this is the hourly price movement range. This is a tool and a process that I created using the auto chartist hourly price movement range data. And we use a calculation that I created to project the high and low. Well, when that projects resistance in front of my clearing range high, look at how many times we exhausted right in that area. So what we did is we sent out an optional target at 29,020. And then that means we can move our stop to break even and then perhaps look for a second profit target up in here. So that's a modification that we made and alerted the membership to take that nice winner out in the Dow. And the NASDAQ was the other trade. So two symbols today. And so far we're 2 for 2. Now let's talk about where we are right now in the NAS. And this is a good one because we got our pullback, took a little bit of heat, not much at all. Value area low right here. This is a volume profile study. And then we moved right back up. Here is our clearing range high. Boom, there's our first profit target. Now I say first because we can look for a second one up in the hourly price movement range. Remember, these are always moving dynamically. So let me show you really quickly what we do. So if I pull up the NASDAQ on Auto Chartist and I get the movement per hour. Now, Auto Chartist created this kind of historical, hourly, and daily specific study. Amazing tool that they created, and this is what the calculations are based off of. So you'll see different amounts of volatility throughout the day, which is why you'll notice the hourly price movement range fluctuates throughout the day. So what we have here in the NAS is the clearing range high got hit. And so that means if we want to basically scale out again, we could use that 3205 clearing range, 3201 clearing range. We could use the value area high, or we can use the dynamic hourly price movement range zone. This is resistance. So this is your HPMR resistance. This is your HPMR support. So that's what we've got right now. So they're both winners, and now we've got break-even stops, and we're going to step back and see how high is high. Now, we have not taken out the initial balance. This is a big deal, gang. We have not taken out the initial balance, and we didn't do it by 11:30, which means I have very low expectations for one of those runner days. We do have, and we've had all morning, quite a bit of yen strength, so I'm going to be a lot more prudent about where I take my profit. All right, so a couple moving, analysis, yen, hourly price movement range, and things like that. But once you know how to put them all together, it's really quite a very process-driven morning setup. And today was great, 2 for 2. And so that's how we did it. All right, I'll see you in the next update.